Hi everyone, my name's Philosopher, and today we're going to be doing a game recap of Ninja Gaiden, a hack and slash action adventure game. And before we begin, if you like this video, hit the like button, and if you really like the video, drop a sub. 2004 was a big year for games. Just to name a few games that came out, there was Half-Life 2, GTA San Andreas, Halo 2, World of Warcraft, and Burnout. That year released a lot of classics, but there's one more game that got released that people believe to be the best action-adventure game of all time. Published by Tecmo and developed by Team Ninja, best known for making Dead or Alive, a fighting game, Neo, an action-adventure game similar to Dark Souls, Hyrule Warrior, and their new up-and-coming game, Long, and directed by, and I'm sorry for my pronunciation, it's terrible, Tomonobu Itagaki. And well, this is his picture, and Jesus, I think I know where this game is heading. Development started in 1999, and 8 years since the release of the original Ninja Gaiden that was released for the NES. Itagaki wanted to reboot the entire franchise, but he wanted to stay loyal to the difficulty, and Itagaki wanted the game to be as unforgiving and as brutal as possible. It is said when playtesters complained that the game was too hard, Itagaki then went back and made it even harder. Itagaki liked to say that in other games, the enemies existed for you to kill, but in Ninja Gaiden, enemies existed to kill you. But there was a few issues along the way. Mostly they didn't know what platform they were making the game for. It started on an arcade board, but then it went to the Dreamcast, and well, we know how the Dreamcast went. So it got moved to the next generation, the PlayStation 2, but then Microsoft shipped the first Xbox dev kits. Itagaki took it immediately, and Ninja Gaiden was coming to the Xbox as an exclusive. 5 years of development, and on March 2nd, 2004, Ninja Gaiden was released, and it instantly became a cult classic, with nothing but outstanding reviews and considered to be one of the hardest games ever made. Ninja Gaiden in its first month sold 362,000 copies just in the United States. By 2006, Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden Black had sold 55,000 copies and made over $27 million just in the US. With the rest of the world buying the game, consumers purchased 1.5 million copies of Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden Black by August 2007. IGN named it the best action game on the Xbox, and XPlay gave it the best action and adventure game. Electronic Gaming Monthly declared that no Xbox should go without Ninja Gaiden, making it a massive success. With that, the version I am playing is Sigma, which is a remake of the original. Since Ninja Gaiden just got released on Xbox Game Pass, I thought it would be a good time to try it out. There's also a black version of the game, which in 2004 Team Ninja released downloadable content called Hurricane Packs. There is Hurricane Pack 1 and Hurricane Pack 2, and are released for absolutely free. Itagaki said since the packs were born out of the team's interests, they didn't care if they charged the players for it. I find that's pretty sweet. Hurricane Pack 1 featured a revamped story mode, tweaked encounters with the AI of enemies to increase their difficulty, and added new enemies too, and made a change to the camera system so players could now control the camera and change its angle. It also added an intercept skill letting players counter an enemy attack. Hurricane Pack 2 added an alternate world where players had to fight through several encounters to rescue Rachel from 2 new bosses, and added another enemy. Itagaki viewed Black as the final final version of the game and looking online that people seem to like Black more than Sigma, since Sigma made some changes to its gameplay, and from what I understand looking into the differences between them, seems that Sigma changed some puzzles. There's 4 extra missions where you play as Rachel, and combat was changed, but I couldn't find a clear list of the differences, so I'm just going to be covering Sigma. With all that, we're going level by level and doing a deep dive to see what this game is all about, and does it live up to its reputation. To get an understanding of my viewpoints, I did not play this game on release or as a kid. I don't have any nostalgic feelings towards this game, and with that, we're going in completely blind. We'll go over the lore, story, gameplay, and everything else, and I'll share my thoughts along the way. So upon starting the game, we get an introduction that I'll let play.
Blade, a legendary sword, said to have been carved out of the bones of a black dragon. It brought plague and death to the world during the age of ancient myth. It has been sealed by those of the dragon lineage since the dawn of history because of its incredible capacity for evil, made possible by the souls of the vanquished black dragons that dwell within it. It is said that if the blade seal were to be broken, it would gather the hatred and evil of mankind and confer it upon the one who wields it, transforming him into the devil incarnate. However, not even those of the dragon lineage who protect it know the true extent of its power. The dragon sword, another weapon protected by the dragon lineage since ancient times. This sword, which is said to have been used by ancient warriors to slay the black dragons, is now handed down from generation to generation in the Hayabusa ninja clan, the modern descendants of the dragon lineage. And now, the dragon sword is gripped firmly in the hands of young ninja Ryu Hayabusa.
We learn about an evil dark dragon blade that's powerful. We learn about who we are. We are young Ryu Hayabusa, part of the dragon lineage, and we're also part of the Hayabusa clan. We get to the main menu, and I quickly wanted to point out the other game modes. There's a survival mode where you fight wave after wave to complete the challenge. There's 15 levels, 5 for each category: Weapon Master, Speed Master, and Rachel Master. And there's also these ninja trials that are basically just missions that you can complete. But I won't be talking about these. But I wanted to point them out. Other than that, there's a rank system where you can see what score other players got during their campaign. But that's about it. So we're just going to hop right into the campaign and begin our journey. There are a few different difficulty options, but I'm just going to play on normal since it says it's good for players who play many action games, which I do, but I don't really play too many hack and slash ones, and you will be able to see that in my gameplay. So if you're expecting like masterclass fighting, I am very sorry, and you might even cringe, but you know what? That's all right. But keep this difficulty setting in mind for later on in the video. So we begin with chapter 1, and Rio just dives on a guy, and we just start to play. No cutscenes, no explanation, just straight into the game. For the controls, we can move left, right, up, and down. We can look around with the analog stick. We have X for our light attack, Y for our heavy, B is for our throwable items, and we start the game with shurikens, and we have an unlimited amount of them. A is to jump, and we can block using LB. One thing to note is when guarding, Rio can block all attacks, but if he gets hit too many times, our guard will break, and it'll leave us wide open for attacks. So while it's a hack and slash game, we have to be careful. We can't just sit there and block. If there's too many enemies, we might have to dodge or jump away and then go in for another attack, which adds some strategy to the game. And it's not just X to win. Then if you move in any direction while blocking, he will do a roll instead to get away. And LT does a first person mode. You stand still and you can look around. D-pad is for switching between potions. Top left is your health bar. And that big circle where the health is shows what Nimpo ability you have equipped. And I'll get more into that when we get one. So far, combat seems like a lot of fun. Controls feel pretty tight and precise, which I'm kind of surprised by since the game is now 17 years old. Once an enemy is defeated, they drop essence, or those orbs you see when they die, and also some destructible objects drop them too. And there's a few different types of essence. The yellow one is actually currency that you can spend at a shop to buy items or upgrades. But you can also use essence to do a special charge attack for massive damage, but you'll use up the essence that you gathered so far. So you have to decide if you need to buy potions or you want to get an upgrade, or do you need help with a boss fight to try to get some extra damage in. I think that's an amazing idea, and it adds some strategy to the currency. Blue essence is for health, and red replenishes your nimble. Going left, we find a chest that contains the elixir of spiritual life, which is our health potion. We can carry 10 at a time, and it heals our health by a little bit. Making our way to the right, we see a door that's locked, so we have to make our way up the cliff instead. So here, we learn how to traverse the terrain. But as soon as we jump, flying shuriken flies right by us. I wonder who's throwing those. And attached to it is a note, and this acts as our tutorial, and throughout the campaign, it will help you figure out where to go. Climbing up the cliff, we learn that Ryo can run up walls, run along walls, swing on poles, shimmy across ledges, and he does this jump back and forth on certain walls to be able to climb them. I think this climbing is alright for the era of games, and by that I think it's kind of awful. He doesn't do what you tell him to do sometimes, and I'll show examples later on. You also find a great spirit elixir, which is way more potent than the regular health potions, and it will heal us to the max. But we can only carry 5. We make our way to the fortress, fighting guys along the way. We get trapped and we must fight our way out. And then in the next area, we see a suit of armor, and that's holding something, but we can't get to it yet. So moving on, we find lives of 1,000 gods, and that increases our health by a bit. We also find a technique scroll that teaches us new combos. We can find more throughout the campaign too. In the next room, we discover a dragon statue, and this acts as our save point. There's no auto save in this game, so when you die, you're back to where you last saved. We make our way up the stairs and we get to another door, but that's locked, so we have to find the key. Running back, we fall through a trap door. We find an item called Fangs of the Samurai, so we can now run back and place it in the pseudo armor. That gives us the key to the door. Entering inside, the door locks. We get ambushed and we gotta fight them off. We beat them and open the door to this roid looking dude with nunchucks, and he's looking pretty pissed. And we get to fight him, and this is our first boss battle. He's got a few different attacks. He has standard attacks, and he has this annoying charge. All right, let me get up. Fucking stop. Stop. Jesus. And now I found one thing I absolutely hate in this game, and it's the grapple attack. Almost all the enemies in this game have this attack, and they do it all the fucking time. I hate it. It's just so annoying. You'll be attacking, blocking, and you're doing really good, and then some dick just comes out and grabs you and throws you across the room. It gets old really quick, and it's so fast sometimes.
I heard the fighting was hard in this game. I think it's a skill issue.
This is because the game doesn't want you to just be attacking non-stop, and the grapple attacks are there to prevent that, but I still fucking hate it. I die from a grapple attack, but luckily I learned a
little bit about the origins
gets used if you
Ninja Gaiden.
What it does is it revives you right on the spot, replenishes all your health and your nimble as well. And you can also carry 3 of these at a time. They're super useful. But really, this boss is not too bad. I beat him on the first